friends!
Day 3, guys!
We
I'm
made it back!
Cheers to that!
Cheers!
Woo! Not sponsored, but I wish. What's up, you guys? Oh my god, this is the last day, right?
It is, and you guys seem so excited to have Kevin back. So, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this is Kevin Lee, a UX designer from San Diego. And my name is Jeannie Huang, and I'm one of the designers on the Behance team here at Adobe. And so today we're gonna have Kevin kind of talk us through, what he's done for the past 3 days, and we've been designing specifically for, World Interaction Day was on Tuesday, and then also for this idea of like inclusion and diversity. And so Kevin will talk a little bit about that. And then we'll jump in and keep going with the designs that he's been working on for the past 3 days. So we've been here Tuesday, Wednesday, and today's Thursday now. And then at the end of our chat, we'll have a chat and win, where you can chat and get to win something from our team. And then also we'll do portfolio reviews. So please go ahead and submit your portfolios via our chat.
Sweet, awesome. This is where Paco changes the green screen color to Kevin's shirt.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Oh my gosh.
If we could suspend that in the back, that'd be great.
Oh god, that pattern.
You guys just can always tune in on the chat, say where you're from. We love to know, where you're tuning in from.
Where's
say hi to us.
From?
Yeah.
I want to know.
We're coming in live from New York, so.
New York.
Any New Yorkers? All right. Do you want to jump a little bit into maybe your quick intro again, and then also what you're gonna do for today?
Okay, cool. So basically I will be doing a coming out app, and well, first of all, my name is Kevin Lee, if you didn't know. I'm a photographer and a UX UI designer, and I am making an app for the LGBTQ plus community for those who have recently come out of the closet or moved to a new city and are looking for events and resources around their city, and also looking for friends. This was inspired by a local San Diego LGBTQ plus app, Hillcrest Social, and a nonprofit organization photo project called Project Contrast for LGBTQ plus youth. So yes, day 1, we did a bunch of user interviews to talk about the pain points and problems that people who came out of the closet were having, and trying to empathize with the user and trying to figure out why it was so hard for them to find these resources. We concluded that with our research slide, and from there we developed low fidelity and high fidelity wireframes for the resources and events feature of the app. On day 2, we started the open forum feature. So when we conducted these user interviews, specifically when we were talking to Helen, she wanted a open forum feature where there was no dumb questions that were asked when you are coming out of the closet, because you're so new to the community that you don't really know what to ask, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they're afraid that it's going to be a dumb question and they're going to be judged. But this feature of the app is like an open book. We'll take any questions and we'll answer all of them to make you super comfortable and happy. And at the end of day 2, we started the friend finder low fidelity, trying to get a rough idea how we want to lay out the design and structure of that feature on the app. And today we will continue doing the friend finder and also focusing maybe on the login or sign up feature and making your personal profile feature, and then at the end prototyping with adding time transitions, all of that. So yeah, we have a lot to do today, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't downloaded XD, there's a chance for you to do that now, and you can always follow along and also use it and try to kind of test what we're doing in the program itself. I think that's one of the great ways to use Adobe Live, is to try it yourself. Kevin's here as a resource, so you can always ask questions.
Yes,
and
please.
Hello from Germany and Iowa. I saw Portugal
Germany,
earlier.
that's so cool.
So I feel like
India? That's awesome.
so many people from all over the place.
Sweden.
Lots of familiar faces. Ash, Jay, and Eric again.
Yes, Ash. Yes, hello.
Jordan.
Hi.
Awesome.
Iowa, nice.
So
Cool.
thanks so much for jumping in, guys. We'll just dive right into the design.
Awesome. Yeah, so we will start on the friend finder. I just basically copied and pasted this part of the artboard and we'll start fresh. So I'm gonna just delete some stuff here. And then we'll just start with a grayscale, because why not?
And so Kevin's been designing in lo-fi for the past couple days first, so everything being gray and not really worrying too much about colors or styling. And then after establishing a structure, we've been adding in more color and styling later. So we're going back to that right now.
Yeah. Because I don't like to go start designing right away, because I think that's just like getting too way ahead of yourself.
What is it?
So I'm just gonna delete this. I don't know why. Oh, is this locked? Oh, there we go. Okay, we figured it out. Woo!
Layers.
Little hiccup.
Layers, they're a thing.
Layers. Do you name your layers?
I don't. I actually don't use a layer panel very well. I just send a lot of things all the way to the front and all the way to the back.
Yes, that's literally me.
And then I think you actually keeping the layers panel open is really useful. I've actually never seen it like that on an artboard.
Okay.
I tend to open it only when I have to find something.
Really?
I'm a big fan of naming the artboards.
Okay.
So
like, oh wait, me too.
Yeah, I'll be like, this is, features 1A, 1B, 1C, like.
Oh.
And that way I can get really specific. Like if I have to show somebody a specific like cover state, I'm like, you can just go ahead and look at 1C.
See? Oh my God. I like that instead of like naming it like friend finder feature 1, friend finder feature like 2. Because if you're looking for something specific, like you have that 1A, 1B, 1C. So it's like, you're talking about like a feature that you want them to look at specifically, instead of like naming it the artboard, like the whole name of the feature.
Right, exactly.
Which is cool.
And sometimes I'll say things like hover state or like rollover state, just to like be clear, but I think it's helpful for when I don't name it correctly, people notice, because later they'll open my files and be like, what is happening?
Would they be judging you?
Oh, they'll be judging.
It's okay. People who judge make us stronger. Okay. So we have the header for the friend finder. We have the nav, so everything's great. Just group this together just to see, because I'm not going to be changing anything.
Right.
And I'm locking it. So when I do edit what's inside, it doesn't like move stuff around.
Right.
Okay, so yesterday we had the card format of like Tinder and like Bumble where you swipe left and right. I thought that was still a great idea, but I think that's just a lot of work going through so many people, where it should just be a grid format where you see multiple different types of people and you just select it. And then when you click it, it becomes a card.
Right.
So let's start with multiple different boxes for cards for their profile pictures. And again, I know yesterday I said, let's not really focus about like the physical characters, let's talk about their story and stuff like that. So what I'm going to be doing is, when I'm putting their like profile pictures in the app, I'm going to have these little tags like I did with the open forum.
Interesting.
Of these colors to show them, oh, these are some of like the forums that they are checking out. So it's not all about just the physical characteristics.
Right.
It's also about like, oh, so that person's also going through coming out, and maybe your gender pronoun identity, and
or they're starting a family. That could be really useful.
Yeah, so it's not just about their face. So
That's so smart. So you're using a paradigm that you've already used in the UI elsewhere to kind of talk about, like, have a consistent way of using categories across different features across this app.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who haven't seen it, the nav at the bottom has 5 tabs, and we've actually gone through and we've designed 3 of those tabs already. So this is our this is the beginning of the 3rd tab, and then today we'll hopefully touch on either the 3rd and or the 4th. And the last tab is our settings tab, which we might not touch at all.
Yeah, which is like log out.
Yeah, account settings,
Account settings.
connect your Facebook.
All that, which is still really important to like design, but like we're
Not
doing
the
the fun
focus.
stuff.
Yeah, not the focus for today.
Yeah. Again, we're gonna use that drop shadow for these boxes.
Yes.
And okay, so we have that. We can do this. Oh, let's actually grab some of these colors. Pop a color on a grayscale layout. So let's say this box is Tom. Tom is dealing with coming out, and then let's also have him dealing with wanting to start a family.
So you can have multiple colors per person.
Yeah. I would set it to 3 as the max, because when on their profile, like separate profile cards, when you click on a specific profile,
Right.
it's gonna show like the top 3 threads that they're currently active on.
Right.
But
You can be active in more,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we just want to like give like a baseline for here's what they're the most interested in.
Exactly. So just gonna keep it fun with different colors. Cause like, I don't know.
You don't want it to be the same one over and over, even in our mock-up version.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are in the chat, you know, they were talking about the UI kits and how people are like, oh, I want to get started in XD, and you know, are there some downloadable assets I can start with? And the UI kits, like Ash was mentioning, they're really great. They're often designed by other designers, so you can kind of get a taste of what different designers across different kind of like styles and practices are kind of using. And they'll come up with ones for transit or ones that are just like a basic setup setting.
Yeah. So it looks like something's loading in the background, so hopefully it'll load up. UI kits are great. Yeah, the one Adobe provides are so good. Yeah, it's super helpful because, again, like I said before, it just like cuts down the timing for making logos and stuff. So, oh, there we go. Perfect. Just adding random rectangles. So they could be part of 2, they could be part of 3 threads, just maybe 1. They just came here specifically to talk about coming out or talk about sex or genders. But if they're super active with their app, they will get 3 colors or 2 colors depending on which one. Cool. So we have that, and now we are designing the layout when they specifically click on one user on the friend finder. So we'll grab the rectangle tool, large rectangle, little circular edges with a shadow. And we want to show that, yes, they can go back to the grid structure if they're done looking at this profile, but they can also swipe left or right.
Ooh, so we're gonna get a hint of a UI next to it.
Yes.
So
So
smart.
send this to the back. So it's like a little deck of cards. It's like flashcards, but for people.
This is great though, because I feel like you're using the card format in the beginning in the grid view, and then you're also using the card format again in the like individual view. So it's like a kind of a consistent feeling to how you're supposed to browse profiles.
Yes, yes. So, and they also get the 2 different types of layouts, which is nice. And then again, we said that we didn't really want to focus on their face as much,
Right.
more of their story. So like yesterday, we will make the profile photo smaller,
Okay.
and then we'll grab the text tool to show their name. What did we decide on? We decided on Bobby S, right?
Bob Smith.
Bob Smith, yes.
Because somebody said that John Doe was how people identify corpses in the chat.
Oh my god. I'm never going to use John Doe ever again after that.
I mean, you can. It's just, you're just always going to know. You're going to know.
I'm just traumatized. Like, that show I did with Jeannie, like...
Someone talked about corpses.
Someone talked about it, right? Oh my god. And yesterday I said I wanted to show their age and job, but I think it's better to show their age and how far they are. And then that could be interchangeable on the settings. Like they could get rid of like how far they are from the current user if it's like too much information.
Right.
So let's put medium and smaller text. So Bob S, 25 years old. And how far is he from us, Jeannie?
He's like 2 miles, because we want to be kind of close. It's going to be like somewhat locationally based, right?
Yes, yeah. So he's 25 years old, 2.5 miles away from us. Okay, cool. Sweet. And he is a verified profile, so we know he's not a catfish.
Right.
That's another we talked about yesterday.
Verification is a hot topic in UX and UI right now. I think Twitter struggles a lot with that, with like, how do you verify people?
Yeah.
How do you make sure that people aren't catfishing other people?
Also, it makes the users like seem cool, because like, I remember looking at Instagram and they, like really well-known influencers would always have a check mark. And I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's like a badge of honor in some way.
Yeah, like I'm part of something.
Right.
And then from there, we'll have a check mark. Which I think is really hard to get verified on those types of platforms, I think.
Right.
I think you have to like know someone or something.
I think you have to know someone if you're not famous. I mean, if you're super famous.
Yeah. Oh, then you'll definitely get it.
Yeah, you'll just get it, right? Like, I don't think Rihanna would struggle with getting a check mark. It's only us peons that struggle with that.
I know, right? It's like, oh, damn. We're not cool enough. But it's okay. Cool.
All right, so some version of verification and some version of like the most abbreviated contact info that we think is important for them.
Yes.
Got it.
And when they click the profile and this pops up, we want to let them message them as well to like talk to them. So I will go to the UI kit and grab the messaging, compose a message icon, which is a pencil. If it's loading.
You should probably save your doc just in case it freezes. We'll just save frequently.
Yes.
How many people have experienced that when you're like on a giant page and you're using, this happened to me in Photoshop a lot, where I would like work and work and work for hours and not save. And then
oh my
it
God.
would crash.
That scares me. Save. I'm gonna save it right now.
Like, it breaks me on the inside.
When I was in college, so this is when I realized like you need to save stuff, because we had a daily classroom challenge on Illustrator for like a branding class, and I was like so proud of my work. I was done and like everything was going great. There was like 5 more minutes to class. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get an A+ on this project. Hello. And everything was good. But all of a sudden the Wi-Fi went off or something, and I guess that triggered like me trying to find an image and like uploading it on Illustrator or something.
Oh no, and so the link didn't work and it just broke. Everything broke.
It was like so confusing. Like Illustrator didn't like realize something. I'm like, what happened? And I got that rainbow wheel of death, and I was waiting even after class for like 15 minutes, hoping that it would come back. But nope, I lost everything.
Brutal. It always happens to me when I'm working really late at night. That's like the worst, because I like really need something and I've been working on it all night, and it would be like 2 a.m. or something, and it would just crap out. And I'd be like, well,
I just stayed up so late for no reason.
I'm just gonna go ahead and go to sleep.
But they always say when that happens and you have to do it a second time, it's like it becomes better. But I still don't condone that because you just wasted so much time.
It's so true.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying that people in the chat have definitely agreed. Some people said XD hasn't crashed on them yet, but Photoshop for sure. Rainbow Ball of Doom, it's so true.
Rainbow Ball of Doom. It is so, yeah. It's so scary when that pops up, you guys.
It's too real.
Like, I love rainbows, clearly. But not that kind of rainbow.
Rainbows are not the problem, it's that specific rainbow.
It's back.
It hurt you.
Oh my god, what? Why is it back?
It happens a lot to me actually because I have a ton of things on my artboards. Paco, if you want to switch to my screen real quick, you can kind of see. So this is a artboard this is like how I would design something in Behance, and it would just be like tons of artboards. So here is like different iterative versions of what I'm coming up with, and then this is the archive of all the stupid ideas. And sometimes I'll even have like reference images. And so at this level, when you have this many artboards, it's intense. It can get super intense. So
That's
you can kind
so
of
many
see.
artboards.
Yeah. And then this font is like in like 500 or 700 size.
Oh my god.
So that I can see it. And then what I'll also do is I will set up like the first one to kind of say, this is what I'm working on. Like this categorizes everything I'm working on later, so that I could actually open it and play, and it's like a great like.
That's so, yeah, that's
it like
smart.
makes like it starts off with a starting screen to explain what I'm working on. So in this case, it's user role logic, and then I can like show why, like the logic behind what I'm doing.
Yeah. No, because like I think that's a good idea because I put them on the side like this, but then sometimes when the text box is touching the artboard,
it disappears. Yeah.
And it's like a whole, I mean, it's a little thing, but like the fact that you did that is super smart.
Yeah, it's great because then you can also export it as a PDF if you need it for like, let's say a presentation.
Yes.
Just a handy little trick.
Yes, I like that. Cool. I learn something new every day and I love it.
So what are you adding now?
Oh, okay. So I am going to just show all the information about them. So like they're about me, and then like their coming out story. Okay, coming out story. There we go. And then we need to get our lorem ipsum. I was watching another Adobe Live show, I think it was a couple weeks ago, and there was some fun lorem ipsum. There was like a donut lorem ipsum.
Yes.
I was just like, what?
They used to make lorem ipsum generators. Like you could have different versions, like bacon ipsum was one of them. I remember it was like all like cuts of meat.
Do you think they have wine ipsum?
Oh, I bet that you have.
Oh my
they have wine
god,
ipsum.
I should have gotten that. That sounds
Wine
amazing.
ipsum feels very on brand for this app.
I know. Oh my god.
Ooh, someone said hipster ipsum.
Hipster ipsum?
Yeah.
Ooh, Udo, what's that?
I think it's probably things like organic, fair trade, farm to table.
Oh my god. Why are people so clever?
People are so smart. Recently, I saw this amazing website that was a Brooklyn menu generator.
Oh, okay.
And it's because like a lot of, New American style restaurants, like literally like the cuisine is called New American, right?
Oh, wow.
They all kind of have the same mix of menus. And so there was one generator that just triggered a bunch of fake menus and it all sounded real. So it'd be like hand pulled, like parsnips, like farm to table, like, I don't know, asparagus, like with poached egg. And I was like, wow, it's so real.
I feel like our conversations are all about food and I love it.
It is.
So much.
But also dangerous.
Because
yesterday our stomachs were growling during the live.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that because it was bad. It was just like, I was hungry.
We both thought the other person could hear it, but it turns out to be just us.
Oh yeah, you didn't hear it, right?
Yeah. Udo is saying that the hipster one is lorem ipsum dolor, squid, hashtag microdosing, direct trade, adaptogen, ready-made, pour over waistcoat, bicycle rights. That is amazing.
Wow, that's all, yeah, hipster.
That is very hipster.
Wow.
Is squid hipster?
Yeah, because like no one eats squid.
Oh.
Like not a lot of people eat squid.
I see.
It's like...
I like squid.
Oh, then you're a hipster.
Oh, am I hipster?
Yeah.
All right, guys. And for those of you who are remembering, we're gonna have a chat and win in a little bit. So that means that you guys can sign in if you're watching and logged out. You guys can always chat in and sign in, chat, and then you have the chance to win a prize at random. And I think it's a great way for people to participate and chat. People ask a lot like, how can I grow more in UX design or specifically in using a program like XD? Being able to sign in and kind of engage with the community is a big point.
Yes.
And also we have a Slack channel for the daily creative challenge for this week, which you can always join and talk to other XD and UX enthusiasts. And that's at behance.net/daily creative challenge.
Yeah. Hold on, let me...
People are mentioning other different resources in the chat.
Okay.
Do you have any resources that you love to use when you're designing as like, you know, things to refer to or?
Yeah, I mean, there's always like Dribbble, Behance, and the Adobe website, but like I read a lot of blogs, like UX Collective, and just a bunch of things where you can gain more information about what's trending and like what is new in the UX community. Is there any like books or like websites that you use for it?
I feel like Medium's been a big one for
Medium, yes.
people.
Blogs.
Yeah, because you know, Medium is just a publishing platform, so it's not just design, but a lot of design and product work, people talk about it there.
Yes.
I also like to use the news.im.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and what it does is an aggregate of links from Designer News, from Product Hunt, and then Hacker News, so it's like the top 10 or 15 links. And it's kind of nice because I don't necessarily click into every one and read them, but it's a nice way to browse, you know, what is trending right now across a couple of major design communities online. And it's like a nice way to get a pulse or heartbeat. So.
That's like, I feel like what's fun being in this industry of UX UI, because it's always changing and you always have to keep up to date. It's not like, yeah, it's kind of like the same concept of like wireframing and stuff like that, but there's so many different new things, layout-wise, design-wise, coming out for UX UI that it's always up to date and always updating, and it's a lot of fun to like learn new things every day. So.
I remember when I first started out in UX, responsive design was the big new thing. Nobody was doing that.
Responsive design.
And the idea that you would have a website that could also work on a phone was mind-blowing. I remember Brad Frost was one of the designers and developers who was like a big proponent of that early on. And people were like, oh, absolutely not. That's like such a waste of time. And we were using a lot of flash sites or sites that were just designed for big computer screens.
Yep.
And more, you know, the trend now of responsive isn't even, it's just expected. Like when you open a site on your mobile device, you just expect to see the text at the right size. You don't even think like, oh, how do I zoom into this site? So I think it definitely is something that it's changed over time.
And then if like it's not responsive, people are usually like, wait, what?
Something's broken.
Something's
wrong.
Yeah, like.
Excuse me, your site is down.
Do you even try at that point? Like if it's like unresponsive, you're just like,
You're like, I don't care about this. I don't care about the purchases you're about to make on my site.
Yeah, like you're over it.
And so what page are you working on right now?
Yeah, so we finished the friend finder. Super simple, grid structure to find people. And then when they click a specific person, it'll go to their actual profile in a card format. And when they're on the card format profile, they can swipe left or right to see the hidden profiles behind the one that you're looking at.
I see.
And we actually should go have a like back button to go back to the grid format if they want to look at a bunch of people instead of just swiping left or right. This is good though.
Ooh,
oh, cool.
It's time for chat and win. So everyone, you guys should log in, chat with us for today. And I think you guys, a good question for this is, what should we ask them today?
Let's ask them if, I don't know.
Ooh, favorite resource maybe?
Favorite UX resource.
Right, so everyone can
send us the links, because let's just like put a bunch of information out there.
Yeah, we want everyone to be able to learn, and so you guys can sign in and chat. Chatting earns you the chance to win something picked up from one of the people here. So go for it. All right, guys.
Hello, guys.
Thank you so much for chatting and winning. Oh, I see that there's a few inspired UI.
List design.
UX resources a dot design URL is serious. That's when someone like purchased a dot design URL.
That's like more legit. It's like a .gov or
yeah.
Like, the starterkit.info. Oh,
that's so interesting. Yes, Eric. Obviously, Adobe Live.
Adobe Live for sure. Someone said content snare. Huh.
I've never even heard of content snare. That's amazing. I'm gonna click through all of these links later.
Prototype.
Oh, awards is a good one.
Wow.
They
awards,
do.
yes.
Yeah, they do a bunch of like sites. Oh, and we have a winner.
Nice.
Joran.
Woo! I'm not gonna even go there.
Today, Joran, you win a notebook from our sponsor, moo.com.
Congratulations. Oh my gosh.
It's actually very exciting.
Yeah.
They make amazing business materials. Specifically, in our minds, we've been talking about business cards for the past few days because Kevin, you have business cards from Moo.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for those of you who didn't get a chance to win, that's totally fine. You can still get a 15% discount from Moo, and you can always see that at moo.com/Adobe Live. So you always have the chance to kind of go look at that. And so before we dive back into design, just a reminder that you guys have the chance to also submit your portfolios via the portfolio link. When you sign in, you can see a place for you to submit the link, and then we'll at the end of today's chat, we'll have a chance for us to review a few, hopefully. And again, mentorship has been a big thing for a lot of people. So if you wanted a chance for Kevin to be your one-day mentor for your portfolio, now's a great time.
Yes, please. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But they can also reach me out on...
Are you on Twitter?
Or like, no.
Yeah.
Like email or Instagram or like anything. I'm down
to
mentor anybody. Okay, cool. So we have the front binder finished. And then we'll work on our profile. It's kind of the same format as the card structure. We're just moving everything to a screen now for your profile. Lock this. Profile. Cool. And from there.
I feel like this also implies, a lot of your design actually have implied interactions. It feels like when you see the three cards, you feel like it implies like a swiping, like backward, forward motion, you know? Yes. Like I don't have to, even just seeing the wireframe, I'm like, oh, I kind of feel like I know what the feeling of using this app would be. And then clicking into it, I kind of feel like it would pop out. You know, it just feels very approachable and easy to understand, even from a wireframe point of view. So a lot of people who worry about interactions, I think there's a lot we can learn from Kevin and his way of using UX to imply interaction before we even get to the prototyping part.
Yeah, because I think, again, like familiarity as well, going through an app and stuff. Okay, so we basically copied, pasted everything here to the profile page, and we'll just make my profile. Just say Kevin L.
Yeah, Uda is saying cards are so in this year.
I know, right? Oh.
I think one of the best apps that use cards is actually the Apple App Store app.
Yes, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's really nice. The interactions there are super clean. They also use nice, big, fat, fluffy drop shadows. Big fan of that. They clearly put a lot of work into the design.
Yes, absolutely.
So what are you gonna work on now?
Oh, so I'm just doing the profile, my personal profile. It's the same format as like the card structure. With like the about me, coming out, and then my check-ins that I went to. Oh, so yeah, we included the check-ins from the other feature of the app, which is the events near you. So when you check in, it'll go to your profile, displaying it on your profile that you went to the Gay Sports League in these boxes.
Right.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are just tuning in now, just a reminder that we're working on an app that Kevin is prototyping and designing for us, first in lo-fi and then a hi-fi, called Come Out, and it's for LGBTQ plus people who are coming out or want to come out and they don't have access to events or resources, and this app is kind of trying to fill in that gap for people who are, maybe they moved to a new city and they want to meet more people or attend more types of events. And so we're specifically working on the Friend Finder and profile app section of this.
So let's start adding actually photos for these.
Great.
And then making it pretty. We're gonna use the same like purple that we used for like all of our other headers. So let me click this actually. Cool. And then grab this purple.
Ooh, we are back to purple.
What?
We are back to the purple.
We are back to the purple.
Back to the purple.
Because that was our main color.
Right.
And then...
And we only use the secondary category colors when we're trying to indicate that it's about a specific category. So red
Correct.
is about coming out,
Yes.
or green is about starting a family.
Yes.
So.
Okay, cool. And then I actually grabbed some photos that I like. These are people that like I looked up to in the social media community that are activists, actors, writers that are in the LGBTQ plus community.
That's so great.
Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, what if they use the app? We never know.
That's great. It's aspirational design. We're like, who would we like to be the most ideal user for this?
For the app,
And
yeah.
we'll just go ahead and put their faces in the app.
So hopefully they will want to be part of the app. Okay, so let's see. I guess we'll use Luke. So Luke is a photographer in Southern California who is part of the LGBTQ plus community. He shoots a bunch of famous actors that are not, they don't even have to be gay, they're just like a bunch of people, well-known celebrities in Southern California. And he so happens to be part of the gay community.
Right.
Okay. Oh wait, there we go. Cool. So just making it a little bit prettier. Let's grab the check-ins, like where he went to. Events. And then threads. So these could just be different colors. Actually, I'm gonna group this.
Kevin loves using the search function. You love that.
No, it's just, I use that for everything like Photoshop, Illustrator. Like I really should learn the the shortcuts for it, but I don't know, I'm just so used to that. And it's more quicker for me,
Yeah.
personally as a designer.
I think we all have our little quirks when we design, right?
Yeah.
Like the habits that we're used to using.
Right?
My habits is never saving the colors and always needing to find colors constantly. I just like can't remember to do it, even though I know it's easier.
Uh-huh.
So I just end up being like, I sometimes will have blocks of colors to like copy
Wait,
colors
really?
off of. So it's like my one thing that I can't get used to.
For the colors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, for me, that's why they also have like, what is it? This thing? But like I also just love using the eyedrop tool that they have here.
Yeah, the eyedrop at the zoom in I think is really useful. Like the zoom around your cursor to kind of see what you're selecting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we'll make this.
Yeah, I really should be using the color panel. That's what it is. In assets.
Right here?
Yeah. I just like.
I mean, that's so quick though, as well.
It's my, I wouldn't say, it's not a pet peeve. What do you call that? My bad habit.
It's okay, we all have bad habits.
Particularly bad at. Do you guys have design bad habits in the chat? Like what is the thing that you know you're technically supposed to do? I guess saving for us.
Oh my God, yes.
We're talking about saving.
Saving.
But if there's anything else that you guys are like, oh yeah, it's a bad habit I have. I know I should be doing better, but I just always forget, or it's just not the thing that I'm good at.
Yep, that's me. Okay, so we have these in the back, like for the cards.
Right.
Let's do another one. What are people saying for bad habits?
No one said anything yet.
Oh.
Well, Nejo says forget saving. It's true.
That's true. Okay. And then I wonder how it'll look like if I put a purple overlay.
Oh, in the back?
Yeah.
I see. So it kind of looks more distinct.
Yes.
I see. Yeah. For those of you who, I don't want you guys to forget, but there's a portfolio submission deadline coming up in 47 minutes, and you guys can always submit your portfolios. I think a lot of people worry about submitting a completely finished portfolio on Adobe Live because it just feels like very vulnerable. But I think you don't have, you can always remember it doesn't have to be completely done. You can say like, here's what I have. I only have 3 projects. There's obviously more somewhere else, but that's fine. So I think feel free to submit your portfolios. Kevin and I will take a look at it and like review it together.
Yes. I can't wait to look at them.
Yes. Tim says that he used to stretch/squish fonts, and now I want to slap past me for doing that. It's true.
Oh my God, I saw a thing where it's like your future you is looking back at you as like memories or something.
Oh,
and I'm just like,
I see.
oh my God, like that's so true, but like just super trippy.
I do say sometimes like I apologize to future Jeannie. I'm like, listen, future Jeannie, I know you're not gonna be happy I did it.
It's gonna be a rough night, but.
Or sometimes when I do something really good, I say you're welcome to future Jeannie.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm like after a long night of drinking, I'm like still taking off my makeup really carefully, and I'm like just kind of tipsy, and I'm like, future Jeannie, you're welcome. I did it. I did it.
For you.
Yeah, for you. I thought about you, right? I'm thinking about you right now, future Jeannie.
Oh my gosh. No, you have to because it gets crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you forget.
And sometimes when I'm really bad, I'm like, come on, past Jeannie, why'd you do that?
Come on, why? Oh my God, I'm the same way.
Yeah. Jordan says he has a habit of applying effects on things whenever I get the chance to. Oh, that's a tough one, especially on Photoshop when it's so easy to apply effects. And you're like, oh, what does this do? Ooh, metallics. Ooh. Apply.
That's like the cringy part of like your design past that like you don't want to go back to.
Yeah.
But you learn from it, which is cool.
I think XD is useful because it starts off, the standard of it is so simplistic, right? It's just like simple shapes.
Yes.
White and black, gray. That it's easier to not apply as many effects so quickly.
Oh, I don't have a photo of me. I'll just use him again.
Is that you?
That's me, guys. I'm Luke. I am Luke. I forgot to grab a photo of me. Anyways, check-ins. Cool.
And just a reminder that when you're trying to submit for portfolio reviews, there is a link in the top right of our chat if you're on behance.net/live. There's a link called Portfolio Review, and then there's a form that you can submit to directly. And we'll be reviewing 2 during the stream.
Ooh. We'll give you our constructive criticism, but nicer.
Constructive and honest.
Honest, but polite.
Because it'll be recorded for posterity, so you better be polite.
Oh yeah, true.
On YouTube.
Oh, you're right. No, we love everyone's work.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right, so what are you working on now?
Okay, so I'm just finishing up the high fidelity wireframes for the profile. So I'm noticing that it's a very like white flat background. I might want to add like different like hues of gray or black in the back of it. So I'm gonna put a card underneath and have a background like a tinted white, just to divide up the cards and stuff. So here we go. I'm gonna put this here and have a little shadow because we love our drop shadow, you guys. And just divide up this section of the app. I think it's super important to have like different sections because if it's one flat background, you guys, it's kind of just way too much information. So dividing things up gives it a much more clearer look for the layout of the design. How do you guys like, are there any other things that you guys do to like divide up the work? Like, I know that I use the drop shadow background and then I also use like the tinted gray, but is there any other tips and tricks that you guys recommend to put a like dividing thing up like that? Because I gotta know. Because this is all I know. I use drop shadow and gradient sometimes. Ooh, you use a gradient? How do you like do that? That's super cool. Just like a gradient of gray or like just a gradient of like a color? Let's see. Tuning in from Canada. Oh my God, hello. I have some cousins in Canada. Which part? Cool, so I have these divisions. I don't know if it's like too excessive. What do you think, Jeannie?
I feel like it's pretty straightforward because you used the divisions earlier in the page for events.
Yeah.
So you have similar, I think the style is pretty consistent.
Okay, cool. See, if Jeannie approves, you guys, then I'm doing something right.
That's right.
So I was just asking them like, what other stuff do they do to like divide up the work and the layout instead of just a flat white background? So I told them, oh, I use like a tinted little gray with the white.
To kind of differentiate the separate sections.
And then someone said they use gradients sometimes, and I was like, how do you use gradients like to divide up the stuff? Usually fill the part to distinguish from other parts sometimes. Oh, I mean type of gradient, which looks cool.
I do use cards on top of gradients sometimes. So like I'll have a
Wait,
gradient.
what?
Yeah, I'll
Really?
have a gradient overlay over an image and then a card on top of that to kind of separate out the section.
Ooh.
But yeah.
I'll try that out. And another time. Let me the border. I'm trying to just fill up the screen because we have like some room in the bottom. Just like dividing up the work because I think, yeah, white space is good, but it's also good to like, I don't know, like have different, have everything evenly displaced.
I see. Someone is asking, Daniel is saying, from Peru, he's saying, is it a good user experience to add a night effect to the applications?
I think that's cool because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm in bed, I scroll
sideways?
through like my phone like this way, and like the harsh lighting, it hurts your eyes if it's such a bright like UI design.
Yeah.
So I think it's super important to, like you're thinking of the user again, when they'll be using your app. And honestly, I should have done that with my app, but I didn't. But
I actually personally don't mind if there's not a night effect, because ever since, I use an iPhone, ever since they have the night light version, it like makes everything a little bit yellow and dim. I personally think it's okay to browse like that.
Okay.
And I always get a headache when I have like a night version of apps where it's like white text on black background. I actually get a headache when I read that. So I don't love like what they call like dark mode.
Oh, okay. I think it should be an option to do it or not. I don't think it should be forced.
Right, exactly. Like it would be strange if you opened it like at 10 p.m. and it was different from the 6 p.m. one.
You're like, wait, what? Is this the same app?
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So let me do that. See how it looks on the prototype. So I kind of combine the profile picture and the name and the age and everything with the about me, so it's like more like together. I don't know if I should add like something here because it's pretty empty, but we'll get onto that later. But as far as like the whole design wise, like it looks like it's pretty complete. Let me see. Okay, so I'm noticing like on the top here, you can't really see that it's a card structure. I mean, I guess you can tell right here, but it'd be cool if there was like some more dynamic there. So maybe just like kind of, I don't know. What would you recommend?
I wonder if we can make the drop shadow just fatter.
Oh,
like super fluffy, yeah. Like 6, 10. And just see what happens. Well, you're at like 47
yeah,
right now.
it's like, it's crazy. Oh, that did make a difference. Well, we'll do like 20. Cool. And then let me...
Oh yeah, those two, right, the strokes there.
Cool. Yeah. I like the purple. There's a stroke there as well. Yeah. Cool. Up. Nice. So for the thread, I'm still debating if I should just put the color or if I should have the color with the actual thread title.
Right.
Because what if they're like, what does that even mean?
Right.
So let me actually see how it looks to have.
You're gonna put the title in, so it'll be like little tags.
Yes. Yeah. This white. Whoa.
We love hearing your questions on the chat. So if you guys have a chance, I know you might be working on your portfolio for the portfolio submission, but if you have a chance to, chat and you have questions that you want to ask us, you can definitely ask anything. You can ask us about, Kevin also does amazing photography work on his Instagram. I think Tim put the link in earlier, so you guys can always look at that and ask him questions about his process there. You can ask us questions about our design careers, what Kevin thinks is important in life, anything.
So Jeannie also does photography too, but like what made you want to specifically target like product design or like UX UI design?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of fell into it not knowing what it was, and then when I started doing it, I thought it was amazing that you could make something very tangible. So I think I talked about yesterday how I was an English major in college. So I got my master's in English literature, and it was very theoretical. I think that's something that I struggle with a lot, is that, when you're doing a thesis, it's all theory. Most people can't understand what you're talking about. And I think UX is the opposite of that. UX is like trying to reach a really broad audience. It's not theory, it's practical application. You get to see something and you get to hold it in your hand on a phone or on a computer. You don't get to hold the actual website, but you can hold the computer. And you can see people use it and respond to it. And I think that's one of the best things, you know?
Yeah.
What about you? How did you kind of get into UX? So you mentioned yesterday that you were one of the first in your school to kind of foray into the UX world.
Yeah, it was from my sister again, like I said before, who kind of introduced me. Because when I was like looking for a degree, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I love art, I love designing, so I just chose graphic design. And initially I wanted to become a photographer, but I think that's super important as well. Like, it's super important to love what you're doing, but then like as far as photography, I love photography, but I didn't want it to make my full-time job because I would be afraid that it would be more of like a work.
Right.
And like that would kind of like, the fun would be gone.
Right.
But UX design, the thing that makes it more fun is that it's always updating, like I said before. So you're always learning something new, which like photography wise, I feel like everyone's kind of doing the same thing in style, but it would be cool if like photography was something that was updating all the time.
Right.
But that's why I'm like, oh my God, I could do UX full time where it's always changing,
Right.
which is super fun. And then on the side, I could do like fun photo shoots and not make it so like work heavy for that.
That's how I feel about photo shoots too.
Yeah.
You know, that you can kind of see like the joy in doing some sorts of crafts, like your work, and also in some kinds of work, it's like more about like execution.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Eric says that he wanted to be an oil painter at first, and Jonathan still does oil paintings and photography for fun.
Wow. I cannot paint for the life of
No?
me. No, I can't. I wish I could. I met amazing creative people at the office today, and I was like, or yesterday, this whole week, and like, just seeing their work was like amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Some people are so talented. I think photography is great for people who can't draw. It's like another way to execute something visually. I'm definitely like I can sketch, but nobody wants to see it.
Oh no! Wait, I want to see it.
No, no, trust me. Paolo is saying that anyone can paint or draw. It's just a matter of practice, which I think is very encouraging. That's kind of how I feel about UX.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. I feel like that with like anything though. Just like having your mind to it, and then like the interest, you can like definitely execute it and like learn a new thing.
Right. I think, actually, if you want to switch to my screen, Mike, I think this is something that we talk about a lot while you're working.
Okay.
Is this idea of ikigai, which is the Japanese word for a reason for being. And I think this is like a really smart way for people to talk about, like, you know, what do I do? Why do I do what I do? And it's the idea that, you know, there's what you love, and then there's what you're good at, and then what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. So it's like a very complicated Venn diagram. And when you can nail all four of those, that's when you've got a great way to work, because that's like a great reason, you know, a reason to keep going to work. And I think UX kind of nails it for a lot of us in design, because, you know, we love doing it. As you practice and you like perfect your craft, you get good at it. Obviously, it's something that you can be paid for, which is really useful. The bills still have to be paid. And then ultimately, you know, when we are doing UX, that you still have to make what the world needs. It has to be usable for people. When we talk about inclusive design, it helps target a big demographic. So I feel like you really nailed it here in terms of UX and what you do.
Yeah, and I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, you just like, you kind of instinctively are working towards this, right?
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, I love this little
chart. Can you send me that, like,
yes.
after the show? Like, what? I want a poster of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it up and be like, this is my meaning.
Wake up, like, I am Ikigai.
Yes, I've achieved it.
I've achieved it. No, I mean, yeah, that's the truth though. Like, everything you said, having those 4 parts of something that you love and then something that can change the world, like it just, everything correlates together, which is cool.
Right. And I think it's great because the chart also doesn't say, hey, you can't do what you love and what you're good at. It's saying that like you can still do those things, but you just remember that that's a passion. That's not necessarily like work.
Yeah.
Where like, you know, if you do something that the world needs and you can be paid for, well, that's a vocation.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so pretty much completing like the little details for the high fidelity wireframes. So I'm going to be just changing these little things again to show that we're on this section of the app.
Right. So the nav content highlights, the nav like icon highlights when you're on the section of the app that you're in.
Correct. So little things like that. Okay. Oh, so I noticed that the UI kits, all the icons are like grouped together even if you bring a new one. So it changes it all on other artboards. So I think if you are using, like what would you think? Like to not make that happen, like ungroup them right away?
I think it's because they're symbols right now. So yeah, from the beginning, you would have to make it not a symbol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Eric is saying that he loves playing video games and the world needs entertainment. And there are people that pay for watching it, except that he's not that good at it, so it can't be a career for him.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think that's definitely where it's tough. Because I think I have a lot of things that are like that.
But I mean, you could make a career in like YouTube gaming and people would think it's funny that you're not good at it. So that could be.
But you'd have to enjoy people knowing that.
Oh yeah.
Like that you're not good. Like in the comments, they'd be like, "This is hilarious. This guy's not very good," which I think would be brutal.
Yeah, and you have to like you'd be fine with like knowing that you're bad with it and knowing that people.
I don't know if I could do that.
Huh.
I think my ego's too frail to be bad at something so publicly, like over and over. You know, bad at something once, like by accident, is different. But like bad at it forever. Or not forever, but just like bad at it and then everyone sees you every week as you're on Twitch or on YouTube would be kind of brutal for me.
For me, I think it's like at that point I would just like constantly laugh at myself.
Yes.
Because, I mean, I know when to be serious sometimes, but I know how to like, yeah, I'm terrible at this, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, keeping it 100. That's like the theme of the 3-day period.
The 100 emoji.
Yes. Cool. So we changed all of these icons, made our profile, friend finder. I guess we can start prototyping and connecting the screens. Actually, let me change these things really quick. Just like ungroup these.
And for Jose, who says he missed the whole thing, can you start over? Don't worry, Jose, you can always scrub back in the YouTube or in the video player. You can always drag all the way to the beginning. You can also watch the live sessions from Tuesday and Wednesday, which is yesterday and the day before. And what's great about these is that they're always available as replays so that you can come back and see Kevin in different outfits and Kevin, reviewing different things.
Yes.
So I think it's a great way to kind of access Adobe Live is really a place where you can access tons of learning content for, over the course of that, people have been doing for days and weeks and months, and you can learn about different tools that you haven't maybe tried before.
Have you ever guys like had anyone wear the same thing all 3 times?
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe you wouldn't be able to tell if it was the same black t-shirt.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Just wear a green shirt. You'll have a different outfit every day. For the green screen.
The green screen.
Oh my god, life hack. Just wear a green shirt and green lipstick.
Do you think
It'll change every
the
time.
people on like Weather Channel sometimes dream about doing that? Because they're always in
my
front of a
God.
green screen, right?
That must be a fun job. Just
Or
like,
the worst job. People get mad at meteorologists, even
Wait,
though
why?
they're like, it's your fault that there's a storm, and it's obviously not their fault.
Oh no!
It's like that phrase, "Don't shoot the messenger," but literally people want to shoot the messenger.
Oh god.
People hate weather reporters.
That's so sad because it's like it's not their fault.
It's really not their fault. So right now we're gonna prototype it together.
Yes. How much time do we have?
We have 24 minutes
Oh.
until the portfolio submission deadline is due.
Perfect.
But we're here from 12 to 2 today, and it is currently 1:05. So we have another hour for us to chat and also talk about portfolios.
Oh, so yesterday actually I did something cool with the time transition, and I kind of like improved it a little bit. So I'll show you guys that.
Yes, please.
So search bar, current location, a little animation.
Ooh.
Get started. So yesterday I had an arrow pointing the other side and kind of like flipping back and forth with scrolling. But I thought it would be interesting to incorporate like the clicking hand
I see.
and then moving each frame
Interesting.
just to show a little animation. with
In the
that.
back,
Yeah.
underneath the overlay, it's moving.
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool.
And then, as you can see, I added a skip button here because, like, you don't want to like force the user to go through the whole like what is it called? Not tutorial.
Tour.
Tour.
The
Yeah,
app tour.
of the app.
Onboarding tour.
Onboarding tour. Yeah. So I included a skip button. So when we do this, I guess I can show you like how I did this animation thing really quick. So each screen, you can see the distance between the edge right here is like getting smaller and smaller to show an animation of swiping to the left to look for more options. And then again, if it's not more obvious with these arrow keys to like do that movement. And then each time transition is like 0.4 seconds for this one specifically.
Right.
But then to show the search bar to the current location feed, that one would be a little longer, I think. I put 0.6 seconds because it's not an animation. It's more like I'm showing you this, showing you this. And if it's an animation, you have to do quicker.
It's like frame by frame.
Frame by frame, yeah.
Right. And so time transitions are pretty new in XD, right?
Yes.
So you've only played with it for less than a week at this point.
Yeah.
Because it released last Friday.
Yeah.
So this is what you can do in less than a week. You can kind of master a new skill, a new feature that launches.
Some cool little things you can do with it. Let's make sure that the skip button is grouped together. I think it's also important to group things if it's a button because in prototype,
What is over it? Oh, I see.
Oh, I think it's just a text box. Okay, so as you can see, if you prototype it, you can select this whole button right here.
If it's a grouped object.
If it's a grouped object.
I see.
But this is only getting the text and then the button separately. So in this way, it could be both instead of just one specific thing. Because let's say if you click this, right? And then you move it here, back to skip back to the home page. Oh wait, actually I should not do that. I should make a separate board, which I did here.
Right, because you have the one that's your starting homepage.
It'll just be on a loop. Wait, can we just see that? Like, if you want to just skip it and then it just goes back.
Wait, save your program first. It's gonna crash XD.
Oh, is it really?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen it.
And then skip.
It goes back and forth.
Oh my god, okay. See, that's the prototype tool, where if you move it here.
It'll end.
By, yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
So now you have to do it for each of the skip buttons though, right?
Yes. So, which I did here. Oh, but this is what I wanted to show you. So if you look at the blue highlight, you can see like in the top that that's not highlighted.
Right.
So let's say if you wanted to skip on that page, but you click the
Right.
top, you can't.
Right, because we didn't group it together,
Group
which is
it.
why it's important for us to group. I see.
Yes, yeah. So let me get rid of that. And I could have honestly just made one and then just copy and paste it on each artboard. But I did this beforehand, so if you copy this and paste it and then go to prototype, it also, oh, does it not? Oh,
I
it
don't know
doesn't?
if it'll save the
Oh.
location of it, but you can still, yeah, it's a
Do
quick
the-
drag.
Yeah, like bam, bam. And then another thing is, since we named this events resources -1, you know, you can't like drag this all the way here. Like it's gonna be like, that's just annoying. So you can just choose an artboard and then look for events and resources 1.
And that's when naming your artboards would be super useful, because if you had named it something very like obvious, or maybe it would show up at the top of the list, it would be
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
But just a reminder for everyone that you can still submit your portfolio. You have 18 more minutes to do that. Kevin and I will be taking a look at 2 portfolios, and as Tim mentioned in the chat, you can submit up to 1 time per guest, so 3 times total today, because we'll have 3 live sessions going on through the course of the day.
Ooh, fun. So let's test this out. Search bar, current location feed, drag it or scroll it, get started. And then now when they click get started, with the button, group it together, prototype, destination, events resources 1, artboard. So that should work now.
Boom. Search bar.
Boom.
Current location.
Swipe.
Yes, the background moves.
Got it. Perfect. Awesome.
And all roads come back to this first page again.
Yes, yes. For that specific onboarding tour.
Right.
And I think, yeah, here we go. We'll just transition these as a tap, transition, and dissolve. This button we'll put to go back.
So quick. So for those of you who don't know, we're in the prototype tab on the top left of XD. There are 2 tabs, one says design and one says prototype. So Kevin is working specifically in the prototype tab to kind of link up these different pages, and also, you know, even the nav items, being able to link it back and forth. And hopefully when we're done and we zoom out, we'll see a nice big spaghetti of blue lines going back and forth.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's also like, it's overwhelming but super satisfying.
Right.
And let's see, did we do this one? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we prototyped this all yesterday, which is cool. Oh, let me include a back button. Always prototype.
Why-
And see errors.
Why is this so important besides errors? Is there any other reason that you might use prototyping?
Well, for me, I like pretend I'm like a user going through the app and like seeing that people can go back to a screen, or like if there was any like pain points where just like navigating around it. What other reasons do you think of when you prototype an app? For you?
I feel like I kind of think about like when you're showing it to a developer who, you know, might not be as familiar with this, or someone who's like a business stakeholder who isn't as familiar. It's an easy way to kind of be like, let me show you quickly. Let me show you super quickly.
Yes.
You know what, like I'll just show you. And a lot of times when you're trying to explain it in words or with wireframes, it's not as easy for people to grasp the basic concepts of why you're doing something. But when you prototype it, it just feels very natural.
Yes.
And Jordan wants to know, wouldn't it be better to move the Get Started button down to where the Skip button is in your guided tutorial? Is there a reason why you wouldn't?
Well, I think I put the skip button in the bottom because it's showing like what's in the screen. Because if I put it in the middle,
It's like in the
Too
middle of the
much.
content.
but
I
then for
kinda-
get started, it's kind of like, since they're already looking at information here, their eyes like direct them here. But
Right.
I mean, we could try putting it in the bottom as well.
I also like to think about it as the get started being a success state. So there's different versions of states that we would naturally use for UX, right? So some things are interstitial states, that's like a loading screen, or like the, you know, these kind of like tour states where you're not in a ton of control. I think in this case for get started, it's more of a success state, and so it can be treated a little bit differently than the skip state. And the skip button is really something that we ideally, we're giving people the option to skip, but we want them to really not take it. It's just in one option, like the sub option, right? Like the best option is just to watch a tutorial, take them 10 seconds, and they'll understand the app better and use it better. And when they see the success state, I think there's ways for you to put a nice animation in, or you can use a nice like big thumbs up or a heart.
Ooh.
There's like lots of ways for us to like make the user feel like they've accomplished something in the success state, versus a skip state is just like, okay, maybe I've downloaded this before and I'm just re-downloading it because I forgot the location to Gay Sports League, or I saw a message in my email. And so you want to just like get over the tour. So I think there are different use cases for why they would use that.
Which we should actually put a thumbs up.
Oh, we can put a rainbow somewhere.
Oh, like, is there a rainbow? Or a heart? Ooh.
Or a heart?
Because like love.
Yeah, but could we do like a rainbow heart?
Oh yeah, we could do that. I wonder if... like a big rainbow heart. And
we
then...
love you. Ooh, a little bit of pixel to pixel adjusting.
Let's see.
Yeah, Tim brings up that you could perform some kind of A/B testing to confirm, and that's true, right? We could say like, are people more confused, or are they more likely to click get started if it's in the middle versus at the bottom? I think there's lots of ways to test that out.
He's like, ooh, rainbow heart. Actually, I might just Google rainbow heart
Yes.
and make it an SVG.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know if you can do it.
Oh. Or just on Illustrator, maybe. Just make a quick rainbow heart, because we have time. So this was an icon that I found on Google, and it was a PNG, and I just basically did image trace and then converted it to an SVG.
Wow.
Yeah. So for that, okay. How are we gonna do this? Ooh, we're throwing in some Illustrator stuff, you guys.
I love doing that. I love taking a vector from Illustrator and then copying it and dropping it into XD. I think it only works the other way, from Illustrator into XD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can always drag and drop that way.
So I guess we can just like, I want it to look like the UI kit though, because like to have a consistent icon series. So I'm just gonna do some hacks here. I'm gonna screenshot this.
Ooh.
Put it here. Oops. Or you could do 3-color black and white logo and then just delete this.
Wow.
And now it's a vector file.
That was so fast. I hope you guys saw that. If you guys didn't catch that, you can always scrub backwards on the video.
And there you go. So maybe we'll do like a clipping mask with these 3 colors. Again, if we just want to save time.
Maybe take a rainbow from the back of your...
Yeah. It's because I grouped this together. It's like, ooh, okay.
In the blue. Yep, and for those of you asking, AI and XD both can work together. You can drag and drop assets. I think it's one of my favorite things to do is sometimes I'll open a SVG in AI or an icon set that I've really liked. If I don't like something that's specifically in the UI kit, I can always take it from AI and drag it into XD. So I'll do that sometimes, especially with the Noun project, which is a repository of, Illustrator friendly icons that people can use for as long as you're not trying to make money off of them or you give the appropriate amounts of credit. So I think that's always great.
Just doing stuff to like make it quicker.
No, that's what we're here for. Tips and tricks
Right?
from Kevin Lee.
Tips and tricks. Okay.
How many of you in the chat have used Illustrator before or are interested in learning Illustrator? Because boy, do I have a place for you to learn it. It's called Adobe Live.
Adobe Live. Go get it. Oops. Let me group this. Cool.
Wow, that was
And
amazing,
then-
so fast.
We will make this an SVG file.
You don't even have to, just
It
copy
could
it
be
in.
oh yeah, you could just copy
Yeah,
and
just
paste
copy it in.
Oh.
So select it.
Oh my god.
Boom, we did it.
What? I'm shook. Oh my god.
Shook is the word of the day after
Shooketh.
hunted.
Hunted? Shook? No, hunted, shook, and then
Tea.
what's tea? Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of hashtag shook going on in the chat.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love it. Thank you.
Uda says that he loves Illustrator, but mostly works in Photoshop. I feel you. I also
Yeah.
love Illustrator, and mostly when I do work in outside of XD, I mostly use Photoshop. So what are you trying to do? Give it an outside stroke?
Or the red is kind of hidden. I don't know.
I almost feel like if you put a drop shadow on it, we love our drop shadows, you'll be solid.
Oh. Oh, but I don't think. Oh, can you do a drop shadow as a shape part, or is it gonna be the box?
I don't know. Oh. Yeah, it might be the box.
Oh, okay. So I think I might just make this purple background darker.
Yes. You can also make it,
And also lower this. And then make it what?
you can make the opacity higher. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yes. Wait, let's go back to the other purple.
I see. Yes.
Cool. Yay. And then let's bring this down a little bit. Cool. Oh, and then this purple should be more down.
Great. Let's test it.
Cool. So, search bar, current location feed, swiping it. See, I love that.
It's so pretty.
There we go. Cool.
Here we go.
Now we just have to connect all the navs. And then we're like good to go and it's functional. Okay, so prototype. We have this connected there, friend finder. We gotta connect to friend finder. So boom, profile. This is profile. Profile. Form. So I'm just connecting all the screens because it's easier.
Right.
This would
And so
be-
that way when you tap each nav item, you're able to go across that section and it feels very natural.
Yes.
I think it's a great way also when you're doing user testing with people who totally have never used it before. They might actually be convinced that it is an app because you're like showing it to them and they can tap around and you can see the different parts of the product.
It'd be funny if they like searched it on the App Store and they're like, wait,
This isn't a thing.
this is not a thing. Oops, not profile. Then some resources.
How do you usually do user testing and user interviews? Do you bring people into your agency?
Yes.
Or does it, And what do you conduct it? What happens?
So we kind of like just basically, well, when I worked on Hillcrest Social, I actually went to a coffee shop, and then I was like, oh, can you prototype this app and just like, kind of just like navigate through the app and see everything's good. The coffee shop was located in Hillcrest, the gay community, so that's like our targeted audience. That's what I kind of basically did for that. What are some other things that you would do at Behance? Like, is there any things that you guys would do specifically for that?
We bring people in, or we'll have people conduct interviews online and they can try it out. Since we're a web product, you can always try it on the web, and you can see people sign up to say, yes, I want to do user testing, and then they show us how they would use it. And then also, sometimes this isn't explicitly user testing, but we do have a community support team that works with us in the office.
Yes.
And so they can directly talk to users, and users write in. People write tickets, they tweet at us, they post it on Facebook, and every time you guys do that, we actually look at and categorize and respond to your comments, as best as we can. And our team is super focused on getting that feedback. We're not just like, oh yeah, we heard you, and then we like leave it in some folder, but it actually goes to a designer or a developer who looks at what you make or what you submitted and say like, yes, this is a bug, here's how we want to fix it, etc. And so,
that's awesome.
Speaking of Behance, the portfolio submission deadline is in 3 minutes. So if you have a chance, now is the time for you to submit to your portfolio so that Kevin can review it and kind of give his feedback on your portfolio.
I'm so excited, you guys. Oh my God. Are you ready, Jeannie? Are you ready for that?
I am ready. But I want you to do it in like the most fabulous way possible. Only fabulous feedback.
Only fabulous feedback.
Pretend you're a judge at RuPaul.
Yes, honey. Oh my gosh. Hunty. That's another word. Hunty.
Hunty. Ash writes hype for portfolios.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, guys.
Hype is a good one.
Hyped. What are some other words that you know?
I was saying bless up as a joke. Someone said it to me and I thought it was so funny.
Blessed up. Oh my gosh.
One of the designers on my team said it, and I'm like, right. That's new.
That's okay. Huh. Blessed up.
Lee says, I need more info on Hunty.
Hunty is like, it's just like, I say it when I'm like excited, like to somebody, like, oh my God, Hunty, like you want to like emphasize it more, like, yes, Hunty.
So it's like honey and...
Can someone explain? Like, yeah, honey with like, boy.
It's hard to explain. For people who are just here, to submit your portfolio in the top right of the top right tab in behance.net/live, there is a portfolio review tab. Oh, Jonathan says bless up is fire. That's right. That's another thing people say, like fire. Oh, that's fire. Oh,
you just combine two. You just combine two words or a word to describe another word.
Yes.
That like people don't get.
Oh, bless up is key. Oh, that was a big thing for a while.
Key.
Because DJ Khaled was saying a lot of key.
Key. Oh my God, I haven't used key in so long.
Yeah, key was big. Because the emoji was useful to use.
Oh, they changed that. Wait, did Apple come up with that first? With a key emoji first, right?
I thought it was always there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
But like no one has been using that until
DJ, yeah.
And no one really says fire because the fire emoji. Apple's taking like over everything with their emoji stuff.
All right, guys, you have 35 seconds left to submit your portfolio.
Submit them. Oh my gosh, I want to see all of them.
And don't worry if you can't submit your portfolios right now. We have 2 more live sessions coming up after us today. Everyone has a chance to submit it again, so you have a chance to submit once per session.
Yes.
So if you couldn't do this one, there's always another chance.
Where is my friend finder? Oh. Profile. Okay. So I think we're like done with all the screens after this last nav. And it should be good to go.
All right. Should we demo it one more time? And then we can jump into the portfolio reviews now that our portfolio review submission deadline is done?
Yeah, let's try it.
Yes.
I mean, there might be errors.
Ooh, do you see the spaghetti of interaction going back and forth?
Look at all this. Ooh. Okay, cool. Start here.
Little tour.
Tour. Swipe. Get started. Oh, love that heart. Varsity Gay League. Nice. Going back. Forum.
Yes.
Coming out.
Yes. And scroll.
Cool. Oh, we didn't do the back for that.
See, prototyping is so useful.
Yes.
Someone inevitably will ask you, where does the back button go? And you'll be like, let me show you.
Yes. Okay, so we fixed this. Cool. Friend finder. Oh my God, there's so many things, you know?
Yes. There we go. Perfect.
I didn't do any of this. Whoa. Click back. Perfect. Profile. Nice.
Awesome.
Sweet.
I feel like we did so much prototyping and we got to use the time transitions, which is new to XD today, in the tour.
My favorite, which is such an amazing feature that they included for this month. Love it.
Very fun. All right.
Cool.
Well, if we're ready, you want to do some portfolio reviews?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh my God.
I love this.
Alien
I look
going to the
amazing.
world. Hello.
I look
How are
like
you? Extraterrestrial.
who is it? The girlfriend from Guardians of the Galaxy. What is her name?
Oh my God, what's her name?
Gamora! This is me! How did you even do this? Also, my computer is not green. It's just my body. This is a new effect. I feel like they did it just for us because we didn't come out with the purple lipstick today.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. Someone asked yesterday in the chat.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh no.
But wait, isn't this better? Oh, we're Gamora and Hulk. Yes.
Yay. Oh my God, I'm Hulk. I'm the Asian Hulk. Let's do it.
I really want to, I'm going to screenshot this later and make this my new profile photo.
Thumbnail photo. Okay, cool. Oh my God, I love this, you guys. So everyone is submitting their
portfolios
and have these two aliens.
Did you say Asian aliens? This is the best stream. We officially have the best stream.
Yes, we do. Let's get this started.
All right. And so here we have a submission.
Oh, we're not green anymore.
I don't think we can do both at the same time.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
From Renato Menino.
Okay.
And Renato's from Portugal, and he submitted his portfolio to us.
Ooh.
So here you see that he's based specifically in UI UX design, which is great because that's your expertise.
Yes.
And so we'll go ahead and look at the first one. So I think the general rule here is that the first couple of projects that you have in your portfolio, those are the ones you really want people to see, and it's important for those to be quickly visible. So we'll just jump in the first one.
Yeah.
We'll look at a few.
Oh, I love the drop shells already. Thank you. Oh, you guys know how to lay stuff out.
Yeah, you see this little nice line. The display of it is kind of nice, right?
Yes. So what is this called? It's Vigi Solutions and their website. Okay. Nice, nice. Mapping everything out.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, you made it fun by not using grayscale.
Right, like instead of picking one grayscale, it's one specific color.
Yeah.
And showing like
hues
of that version. So in this case, what would you call this? Like turquoise? Teal? Teal?
Oh, yeah, teal. Yeah.
Also,
Wow.
super clean wireframes. I think that's great. A lot of clients want to see that. They want to see your ability for wireframes.
Oh my god. Wow, that's so. I like how he used that same teal color on his low fidelity wireframes and kind of incorporated it into his high fidelity just to show that theme of that color throughout his process.
Right. So you kind of sense, even when you're in the low fidelity, again, like what the final will look like.
Yes.
Yep.
So let's look at more of the high fidelity, like the form layout of it. So what is this company? Ready to join the 4.0 revolution.
The Internet
Very
of
techy,
Things.
yeah. Oh, Internet of Things?
Yeah, the IoT.
IoT, yeah. Yeah, very techy at like first glance. Nice hero image with the bold text and the description underneath the bold text. So good hierarchy with the text and stuff. I love how the image kind of bleeds in with the color. So you did some Photoshop as well as using the Adobe XD feature.
Yep. Oh, that's a nice way to do categories, right?
Oh my god, that's so pretty.
It feels like you could select them and it would like expand and open in a very obvious way.
Yes.
Like you could click it and like the image would like maybe flicker for a little or like zoom in.
It would be cool if he put like, if he faded out the other categories and then selected one to highlight which one you're hovering over.
Right.
Which is super neat if he did it. Oh, and he kind of incorporated the hero image on the top to the one on the bottom.
But like
kind of
faded.
Faded to
Right.
like, because you're finished with the page.
Right.
Style guide. Ooh. I love style guides. Just like how people, I love like just showing the assets on one page. And actually Adobe XD does that for you. Like,
Right.
To send it to developers, which
Right.
is cool.
So you can kind of see like, these are the symbols I'm using, here are the colors I'm using.
Yeah. Oh, and he actually
no.
put it on the page. What?
In our chat, first of all, everyone's really excited for, you know, Michael's green screen. But then apparently there is a weird box next to you that they want to see.
Oh my god! I didn't even notice that.
I saw that coming from a mile away.
Oh my god, you guys. It's like staring at me.
They don't even know what it is.
I don't want to pick it up.
You can touch it. He's my child. Oh my god, it's a
my
new one. They
God.
shipped it to me. No.
This is terrifying.
So this is the zombie baby, which has made a feature in
I'm sweating. 'Cause I'm like nervous about
different
it.
Adobe Lives before.
Oh my
So this zombie
God.
baby is the thing that my team loves to troll me with. It was a leftover Halloween costume. Actually, I think it's a brand new one. Or is this the one from San Francisco now?
Oh my god.
This is a San Francisco one.
It's like
It's
God.
Zombie baby follows Genie everywhere. That's right. And so zombie baby was a thing that my team used to love to troll me. I bet they're watching this right now and
Oh my
dying.
god. You're not like scared of it anymore? Like, you're like, how are you feeling right now? Like,
I'm
what is
so
your...
deeply traumatized. It's like part of who I am now. Like
It's
the
like
trauma,
internally.
is entrenched in me.
Oh no.
Also, it matches a little bit of your shirt, a little bit of
yeah.
our green screen background. This is the best. Last time when I went live, I think
It's like,
my we can just leave him here.
yeah, we'll just...
Last time we went live, when I went live, our host Danielle, I think she like screamed and like viscerally jumped back
Oh my god.
and like nearly unplugged her mic.
I'm
It
like,
was
what
great.
is this? Like, I've never seen something so small. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh my god. Oh my goodness.
It's here, guys. Zombie baby. I think someone submitted a zombie baby as a creative challenge that time.
Oh my.
As
Of
a
course they
portfolio.
would, you guys. Well,
Here he is.
this is
He's
great.
He's with us now.
Wow, look at its teeth. It's just like ready to like.
He's so part of us that we've painted him as pumpkins. He wears costumes, seasonal costumes like the Santa hat in the office.
Oh my god. It kind of reminds me of like Buddha.
But like
a
the worst
zombie.
kind, undead.
Oh no.
All right, back to
that was great.
Renato's portfolio.
Thanks, guys, and our team.
So sorry for everyone's ears and eyes.
Oh, God.
Who's had to see Zombie Baby?
Oh my God. If someone makes like a loop of my reaction, oh geez.
They have a loop of my reaction from the last time, actually, of me
Oh,
hugging.
just like constantly.
Of me hugging Zombie Baby.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God. I'm like, what? Why are they saying that in the chat?
We should make Zombie Baby a prize. Next time I host an Adobe Live, we'll try to make it happen.
Oh my God.
Zombie Baby. I will personally ship Zombie Baby as far from me as physically possible.
Yeah, like it's cursed. We have to let it go. What should we name it?
Someone said Frank earlier. I don't know why.
Frank?
But why Frank?
John Doe.
John Doe.
That's the undead.
Oh, his toes are peeling. He's traveled so much. He's made.
Wait, is he squishy?
Yeah, he's
Oh
made
my
of
God,
bone.
he's squishy.
He's
See,
squishy.
that's better.
Is it?
'Cause it's
worse.
like-
That's worse.
No, but like, don't you like fat dogs and like you just squish them? And
Yes, but it's.
you just have to have that mentality of like, oh, it's like a squishy fat dog.
And he smells like polyurethane.
Oh, they don't like that.
All right, should we go back to Renato's portfolio?
Yeah.
I thought this was great, actually. I thought there was, like, you know, a lot of work put into even this kind of like demoing how you would do their different breakpoints,
Okay.
right?
That's an interesting way to format that.
Right.
Like showcase it.
Because it kind of shows that you're able to do responsive. Like we didn't do that today because we were only doing
An app.
work. You know, we weren't
Yeah.
doing specific to
Like a website.
a website, exactly. So you wouldn't be able to see it as much.
Yeah. Oh.
He's participating.
Oh my God. That was like a real close-up. Oh my God.
I think Michael Chase's entire life is just
It's
meant
okay.
to prank us.
He has LaCroix. So
Yes,
he's fine. He's having a great
he's
time.
He's hydrated.
He's our friend now.
Have you accepted him as part of our live stream? That was wow. Oh my God,
Wow.
Tim's changed his profile photo. I'm really dreading this,
Oh my God.
this particular Halloween because I feel like someone's gonna come in dressed as Zombie Baby in my office.
Oh my God. He's gonna be with you all the time.
Oh no.
John Doe.
Oh no.
The zombie baby.
No. I like Frank better.
Or Frank.
Day 3, everyone. This is what happens. Day 1, we're like kind of serious.
Yeah.
We're trying
like,
hard.
Trying to get the work
The
done.
work done.
Everything.
We're like, what's your favorite emoji? Day 2 was lipstick day.
Lipstick day.
We were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
getting a little fancy.
And then day 3, I was like trying to like get everything right, but then we have a little fun at Adobe MD. Yeah. Anyways.
We should look at one more project from Renata and then
okay.
switch to Hannah's because I think I really want to see
Ooh.
both.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
So it looks like Renata actually has really got this locked down.
Yes.
Like the display.
I love vectorizing like the phone.
Yes.
And then like
It's not just little screens. It's screens
Yes.
in the context of a phone.
yes. Love it. Oh, I love that. Like he rounds every color like that. Mm-hmm. Trying to fit the theme.
Feels very dynamic. Although I will say the teal color seems to be Renata's favorite. Like there's just
Really, I didn't notice.
a lot of teal. There's a lot of teal going on here.
Teal's a good color though.
The icons are super detailed. That's really, really beautiful. You can kind of see like,
Icon. Yeah, I like that. Oh, so he has like little hints of orange. Mm-hmm. With the icon.
and orange is kind of like the selector state here,
For the text and stuff. Ooh.
right? That's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and appreciate this.
Renato, great job.
That's awesome.
You clearly have an eye of design and layout. Like you're doing really well. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think like if there's my main takeaway from this is that, you know, it's not just about the work, but ultimately when you're presenting, when you're presenting your work, it's its own UX problem, right? Like you could just present the work as like a series of screens, but I think it's less dynamic. And what Renato's done really well here is exploring the UX problem of how should people view my work? What's the context that they should see it in? What does the display look like? I think that's really lovely.
Yeah, in a design aesthetic way. Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and look at Hannah's.
Ooh, okay.
Hannah has one that's a daily creative challenge. Oh wow, I like that little, there's a little masking going on here with the D.
Ooh, form of typography, hello.
And also,
love it.
Talking about the brand color that XD's in, right? So there's like some thought process, again, for context and presentation here. This is
Nice
great.
mock-up. Ooh.
And this one's, you know, there's some idea of like a glow. You can kind of see it here.
I love when people use like, what's it called? Organic lines and stuff like that. It's not very like structured and like geometric. But she kind of incorporated both with like the geometric circles, but then I'll have that wavy glow, like you said,
Right.
which was cool. And then the gradient from the black background to the glow of each like peak of the graph, which is really cool.
Right, and the colors kind of coordinate here. Like I kind of imagine that this coordinate is like meant to be connected to the dot below. It's a little bit like the rings in the Apple Watch, right?
Yes.
There's like that kind of feeling of like you could see like completion. It would feel good if the circle was completed and like you're working towards something, maybe for saving or for your expenses.
I wonder what that glow means though. Like,
it's almost like it would be movement based.
okay.
Like maybe like it would like shimmer because that's like what you've finished so far. You can kind of see more.
That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, and nice, and there are different colors for coffee and wine. Oh, wine, that's a big budget
So for
concern.
me, it would be like, 30% rent, wine 40%, and then phone and utilities 15%, and savings 0%. Because everything's wine.
Everything goes back to wine.
Yeah. So actually add the 15 to the 40, so it'd be 55%.
There you go.
Yeah.
The math works out. The math checks out.
Nice.
think-
Oh, okay. So like the
Ooh.
including
So
the
like
Switzerland, nice.
day 3. So Hannah's working through different creative challenges every day.
Wow.
And so this one's a newsletter. Oh, this is so nice. And so the images kind of correlate. You can see the arrows pointing back and forth, like they're indicating what it's referring to. Because in a grid, you might not know, right? It might be like, is this about the tour, or is this about the tour? Which one it is?
Yeah.
But this one kind of gives you the sense that you know what it's pointing at.
Uh-huh.
Pop-up ad.
Nice. Wait, what was she drinking? Oh wait, this is a vineyard.
Yeah.
Wait, me and Hannah should be friends.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
we clearly have the same interests.
Yes. Wine is a real interest.
Yeah. Day 4. Ooh.
Kind of like a Spotify-esque music player.
Wow.
I'm guessing that they are fans of 5 Seconds of Summer.
Love it. I think one thing that maybe I would change is the transparency is too transparent.
I see, the opacity of that
Opacity,
background.
Yeah.
Right, because you want it to be visible. I think legibility is something that we talk about a lot.
Yes.
And this is super nice. This is an app for skiing.
Okay. Oh, I like it.
It's very wintry. Like that, I like that blur, that icy blur in the back.
Yes.
We can.
It'd be cool if there was a.
Oh, you can. You
too.
can prototype. It's prototyped out.
Oh
So
my
you can
god.
sign in, or you can click
Ooh.
that. Oh,
I
and
like
nice
that.
little pop-up.
Pop-up.
Wow, that's so nice. It's like a nice little like.
Wait. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh my god. You know what would be cool? Can you go back to that mountain thing? Like if the peak was sticking out.
Ooh, like you could crop it so that it really like. I see what you mean. You're like masking the image so that
Yes.
it kind of sticks out outside of the image.
Just a little like detail like that, but oh my god, it's like amazing. I love the blur
Yeah.
in the background too.
And in the chat, Michael is saying that
Yeah.
he's never heard of 5 Seconds of Summer, so he feels really old.
Oh no, it's
It's not even that new anymore.
yeah, it's pretty. Oh no, that's even worse.
I don't know, like
They're like the old One Direction.
or were they the new One Direction? Which one are
Well,
they?
now they're old.
Oh, no, now
because
they're
it's
old.
like they've been around. Sorry, Michael.
We support you. We'll send you a Spotify playlist after. Top hits of 2018. Top
He
40.
just goes, I've heard of Elvis though. That's cool. I
would
like
be-
a good Elvis.
It would be
Presley.
bad if we were like, who's Elvis?
Oh no! I've never heard of him. No, just kidding.
Who's that? All right, so there's a time. Oh, and so this is yesterday, the agency one. So meeting the team,
Oh my
being able to
God.
select people's profiles. That's super cool. Wow,
Wow.
that's really great.
I like the gradient.
Yeah, nice split screen. And then also she's done work with other apps. Really
Oh my
clean.
God.
Oh, I
So
love
pretty.
tiny homes. That's a big trend right now, right?
Yes.
Yurts.
Have you ever stayed in one?
I did. I stayed in a cabin, a tiny cabin,
Ooh, where?
upstate New York. It's cool.
Wow.
Messages. Some idea of messages. A nice way to layer images. Go
Oh,
tiny.
I love that little like icon, like logo.
Yeah, it's like a house, but on wheels and with a little pole. It feels
Yeah.
very like you can imagine it.
Super cute.
All right. I guess everyone's very supportive of Michael. I'm sorry, Michael.
Ouch.
We'll give him a pop music 101 course later today for sure.
Yes. Oh my God.
And I think that's the end of our time for this week. I feel like
Cool.
we ended so fast. Do you have anything you want to share with our viewers before we go?
I can publish the prototype link if you wanted.
Yeah.
If they wanted to go through the app.
Yeah.
So I guess, well, publish design specs. This is what I was talking. Well, I think I need internet.
Yeah, you need
actually.
internet.
Oh, well, we'll do that later. Then.
Yeah, we'll publish
Connect to the
we'll
internet.
publish the prototype and we can
Link.
make it available.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to kind of talk about, like in terms of like last words of wisdom for this week, or things,
Yeah.
encouragements maybe for people who are starting out in design?
Well, definitely go to networking events, and just network with a bunch of UX, UI, or just general designers, to have a much more stronger design palette and like just understand the concept of design. And you never know, networking with other people can lead to career opportunities or like other opportunities to further your career in design. And I also want to say that everyone watching, that you are loved, because this whole concept of diversity and inclusion, me specifically focusing on the LGBTQ plus community with the designing an app,
Yeah.
that no matter where you are from watching this, that you are loved and that everyone should be more inclusive and just be more together,
Yeah.
love each other.
Oh.
So yeah.
Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. And again, you can always ask Kevin questions. You have his website and Instagram. They've linked it all below.
Yep.
We're so happy you got to join us and Frank today. And tune in for the rest of the week. Or the rest of today. We have more live programs coming up.
I'm shaking. This is like terrifying. Just to hold. So it's like, yeah. Bye, guys.